Also, mahalo to Longs Drugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Drugs for all your shopping needs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slumped more than 1,000 points today. The stock market had its biggest skid in 2 months. The head of the Federal Reserve dashed Wall Street's hopes that it may soon ease up on high interest rates in its effort to tame inflation. The S&P 500 lost 3.4%, its biggest drop since mid-June. Jerome Powell said the Federal will likely need to keep interest rates high enough to slow the economy for some time in order to beat back the high inflation sweeping the country. The Dow dropped 3% and the Nasdaq Composite ended 3.9% lower. That reflected a broad sell-off led by technology stocks. Higher rates help corral inflation, but they also hurt asset prices. The interest rate hikes help corral inflation, but they also hurt the economy and investment prices. Powell acknowledged the increases will hurt U.S. households and businesses, but he also said the pain would be far greater if inflation were allowed to continue. A 58-year-old man was charged with murder in a fatal shooting at a Chinatown bus stop. Suspect Tony Johnson made his initial appearance Thursday at Honolulu District Court. Johnson is charged with 1 count of second-degree murder in the death of 24-year-old Alize Aggressor Ayala. Johnson also received multiple other charges. His aggregate bail is set at $2 million. The shooting occurred in the 100 block of North Hotel Street before 11:20 at night last week Friday. According to court documents, the woman was sitting on a bench at a bus stop and arguing with a man described as a family friend. Her husband walked up in an attempt to stop him from arguing with his wife. Police say when the argument came to an end, a man identified as Johnson walked to the back of the family friend and fired a single shot from behind him. Aggressor Ayala died of a gunshot wound to the head. Police say Johnson and the shooting victim were acquaintances. A GoFundMe account has been set up to help the victim's family with funeral expenses. The U.S. Secret Service announced today it has recovered $286 million in fraudulently obtained pandemic loans. The money will be returned to the Small Business Administration. The Secret Service says an investigation by its Orlando office found that alleged conspirators submitted loan applications by using fake or stolen employment and personal information. The agency says alleged conspirators used the online bank Green Dot to conceal and move their criminal proceeds. The agency worked with Green Dot to identify roughly 15,000 accounts. They seized $286 million connected to the accounts. Since 2020, the Secret Service had more than 3,850 pandemic-related fraud investigations. They've seized over $1.4 billion in fraudulently obtained funds. They've helped to return $2.3 billion to state unemployment insurance programs. A Texas A&M Aggies powered past the University of Hawaii women's volleyball team in today's season opener in the Texas A&M Invitational in College Station, Texas. The Aggies went on a 6-0 run to win over the Rainbow Wahine. Texas A&M freshman Logan Lednicki added 20 kills on 46 attempts. The Aggies avenged a loss to UH last year in Manoa. Meanwhile, the 3-day Texas A&M Invitational continues this weekend. UH takes on number 6 Pittsburgh at 11 Saturday morning. Hawaii's first Chick-fil-A restaurant is opening next month. The chain, known mostly for its chicken sandwiches, is set to open its first Hawaii store on Maui on September 1st. Chick-fil-A has about 2,700 restaurants in 47 states, Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, and Canada. Chick-fil-A originally planned to open its first Hawaii restaurant on Oahu, but changed because of franchise arrangements, site selection, and construction. 3 Chick-fil-A restaurants are expected to open on Oahu either later this year or next year. The locations are Ala Moana Center, Makiki, and Kapolei. Franchisee owner Sean Whaley will be operating the Maui restaurant, which opens at Pu'unene Shopping Center in Kahului. Most Chick-fil-A restaurants are closed on Sundays as part of a tradition established by the company's founders' Christian faith. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.